Here we have the all-new 2024 GMC 2500 HD. This one comes in the Denali Ultimate trim level. And this paint color is just going to be your standard black. And we get that alpine umber perforated leather interior. And the powertrain on this truck consists of a 6.6 liter turbo diesel V8. And that's made it to that 10-speed automatic transmission. And then this one has just a little over, I think, 2,800 miles. Somebody bought this and then sold it. But coming around to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And the lights don't make that cool pattern, even though I wish they did, but that's just how my camera's picking them up. But a great look there, and I love the difference between the regular Denali and the Denali Ultimate because you get that galvanized gray front end right there. Top grille and then the bottom here, just a great look. And even on the Yukon Denalis, it just makes it look that much more premium. As we come around the wheels here, these are just 20-inch aluminum. They go really well with this black though. And then we do get power running boards. And then if you're interested in the tow figures, there are those at the bottom down there, 20,000 conventional and then 21.6 with the gooseneck. And then to the door panel here, I love the real wood there. And then that kind of cowhide look going throughout. We do get that premium Bose sound system. Power door lock controls are here. The memory seat functions there to set that. Just hit set and then hold the one you want to set that to. We get one-touch automatic up and down windows for the front. Then we get express down for the back. And then power mirror controls are here. We can turn those on and off and adjust the dial. And then we can slide the side mirrors back and forth depending on what you're doing. And you can also power fold them as well. And those do have blind spot monitors. And then our rear window lock is there. But electronic parking brake, push to engage with the brake, press it again to disengage. We have automatic four-wheel drive controls there. And then we do have two drive modes, so off-road, normal, and then our third one's gonna be that tow haul mode, so we can just hit the button there for that. And then bed lamp, brightness for the gauge cluster, headlight controls, heads-up display controls. I find it interesting we didn't get a power tilt and telescope steering wheel, but it does tilt and telescope. We just have to manually do it. And there we have the control, or the latch, excuse me, for the hood. And then here we have our power driver seat, power lumbar support, and then we also have our power massage there, so we can activate that with the push of a button. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. That's my driving position. So let's go ahead and check out the rear space. So pretty good leg room back here in the back. And I have several inches of headroom just because if you look, the benefit of not having a panoramic roof is you don't have to sacrifice your headroom with the roof being all the way back. So they did a good job of putting the roof there and then kind of curving it up in the back for your back passenger. So that was a sleek design move. And we do get seat back pockets on the back, and I love how they feel so nice. I don't know if it's the design, if the leather's different, but just compared to every other vehicle I've been in, the padding in there is very nice, so I'm impressed by that. Then we do have our rear AC vents here, and then we have 3-stage heated outboard seats, a USB-C, USB-A charge port. And our middle seat does fold down, and then 2 more cup holders, little storage pocket in the middle. And then over here, we can hang probably 3 or 4 plastic hangers up here if we needed to. It's a very sturdy hook and it's pretty large. And even that grab handle feels very nice. But if you need to use storage, you have that storage underneath there. And then you do have on both sides storage behind the seats. But here's our fuel cap here for diesel, and then our DEF fluid goes there. But love how they did the new designs, and I said this about the other Sierra 2500s I've done, but just can't say enough about this design. Very nice. Now this is for the whole tailgate. This is for that top part of the tailgate, so hit that. All of that'll go down. And then when I hit that top button, it's not wanting to work, but it's interesting. Yeah, that is weird because the lights are coming on, but it's not wanting to come down. But anyways, there's the gooseneck. You can put that there. Looks like it's already been pre-drilled and all that. And then we have a 120 volt 3-prong household plug-in. And then when you have your gooseneck hooked up, all your lights and stuff can go in there. And grab handle for when this does want to work, can do that. But that is bothering me. Interesting. Okay. Well, have to make sure that gets checked out. I've done a bunch of those multi-step tailgates. That's never happened to me ever. But here to the front passenger seat. Same adjustability as the driver's side, which I like, including that massage function. And I love just like the white stitching there, or I should say the white accent there, how it goes with the stitching throughout the seat. Just looks fantastic. We do get these side pockets on both sides. Lockable glove compartment here. And this is one of the newest models, so it doesn't even have all the options and whatnot on the window sticker. But then that is going to be our top compartment there. And sorry for the wind noise, it just started picking up out here. But there's that 6.6 liter turbocharged V8 diesel. And I'll leave the specifics for the engine in the description. I think it has like 475 horsepower and like 975 torque, something like that. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel, pretty easy to control the vehicle. Steering feel, pretty standard for a heavy duty truck. But over here to the screen here, you do get AM, FM, XM, along with Bluetooth audio, and then I have my Apple CarPlay hooked up. Then we also have Android Auto, Alexa, podcast, Google News, and a USB drive as well. And then we have our trailering functions right here, so I can go through a checklist. We can set up the cameras for that, and then go through the weight, so on and so forth. Now our Google Maps are right here. So love the Google Maps system. Shows you traffic patterns, all of that. Pretty easy to zoom in and out. Then it's also pretty simple to find a destination. And you could type it in either with speech to text, or you can manually do it. So if I want to find the nearest target, I can type that in. It'll give me an option to search close locations, or if I keep scrolling down, it'll show me actual locations, so I don't have to go through all that if I know where I'm going. And then Google Play Store, Google Assistant. Let's see if I can go to these cameras, because there are several camera views here. So that's our front camera there, backup cameras there, and then we have several different bird's eye views, curbside cameras, and then my favorite is going to be the bed view camera, so I can see what's going on in the bed if something looks like it's about to fly out or not on there, whatever. I love that view there, specifically for hauling, of course. And we do get dual zone automatic climate controls, and the controls are down here for the most part. And then you can also use the screen here, and it's pretty quick on its feet, which I like. I can sync, unsync there, and then set the auto mode. And to cut that off, you can just adjust the fan speed. And again, you see how fast it is, and you can cut the whole system off as well. But on and off buttons down here. We do get 3-stage heated cooled seats for the front. That's how we can unsync without hitting this button, but we can also, again, cut it on and off. And we have an exhaust brake here, lane keep assist with lane departures there, parking sensors. We can power down that tailgate, hazards, traction control, downhill brake control. I like to have this nice section to put our phone while it's on the charge port. So we do have the USB-C and USB-A port there for that. Trailer brake controllers here, cup holders. And then I do love how this goes across the center console space here. Just makes it look that much better. The wireless charging pad's there, another USB Duo there, removable tray, tons of space down there, and then we have another 120 volt plug-in right there. And then if you take a closer look at the headliner, we do get that kind of microfiber suede look, which I like very much. And we do have a manual sunshade, but we do get a one-touch power tilt and sliding sunroof. And I like that it goes all the way back. Even though it's not panoramic, again, at least you're not suffering with your headspace in the back. And then we have our power rear window. So universal home remote's up here. Power rear window controls there, and then the sunroof controls are here, and then we can toggle these lights. And then we do have a rear camera mirror. We can toggle that on and off. But over here to the steering wheel, left side stock auto high beam toggle is right there on the side. We can control the windshield wipers, that's intermittent there, and then we have high and low, or low and high, excuse me. Then off one time, front wiper fluid. And then we can toggle our high beams on and off by pulling it back or pushing it back. And then we can flash by pulling it up. And then for the shifter, we can just grab here, reverse, neutral drive, and then we have our low gear, and we can manually shift through those 10 speeds, and it'll show you where you are in the bottom right part of that gauge cluster. And then behind the steering wheel on the left side, we have our track list or radio station presets control, up, down. And then we have our volume controls, up, down for volume on this side. And then cruise control, we can activate that adapter there, heated steering wheel toggle, the gap adjust for the forward collision alert, as well as the adaptive cruise is there. Then we can set, resume, cancel for the cruise. And then we have voice recognition, a Bluetooth control, which also serves as a mute button. And then we can scroll through our gauge cluster using the scroll bar, and then going through the different sub-menus there. And then if you want to change your units for whatever reason, you can go from US to metric right there. And then heads-up display right in there. We can change what's shown there by hitting this info button on the left side I showed you earlier. We can toggle all of that. And then here's our push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And I want to give a huge shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this truck today. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2500 HD Denali Ultimate out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this 2500 HD, it drives very large, let me say it that way. But it's not cumbersome to drive, it's just you're up higher. The vehicle has a wider feel to it. But the way the steering's set up, it's very easy to kind of pinpoint where you want the vehicle to go. Just with the steering being a little lighter. Still pretty precise though, you just have to learn the truck. But especially on these thinner lanes here, still not having too much trouble staying in the lines. And having these standard tow mirrors certainly help. But all in all, not extremely difficult to maneuver. Now, when you start trying to reach its max tow capacities and things of that nature, that can be a little bit more difficult to control the vehicle, but that is what it's made for. And I just hit a giant bump and still felt pretty comfortable going over, even though it was pretty massive. But we're about to take it on the interstate here, and I'll give it a little bit of throttle. So this one has almost 3,000 miles on it. Because most people with these kind of trucks are probably going to be towing campers or things of that nature when they need to, but most of the time they'll probably just be in it empty. So let's see how it does. So great acceleration, great pull. Very impressive. And the 10 speed just makes it that much more seamless to accelerate in this truck. But we do get the lane keep assist system, lane departure, adaptive cruise. So it's nice to have that, especially with a bigger truck like this. I feel like they're just now getting around to doing that, allowing heavy duties to have all the safety tech that you'd expect in your everyday driver. So, and cruising here at 68, not a lot of wind noise here. The ride is surprisingly comfortable. It is bouncy because it is a heavy duty truck, but again, comfortable. And of course, a lot of that comfort comes from having such a nice heated, cooled, massaging seat. So I don't have the heat or the AC on the seat now, but I do have the massage function going. I have the AC down at the lowest fan speed, but still pretty comfortable in the cabin here. But overall, for this to be such a large truck, even though it has that kind of presence to it, again, not difficult to drive it every day. And I think a lot of that just has to do with how the steering's set up. A lot of older trucks, specifically heavy duty trucks, you gotta have to grip them really hard to get them to stay in the lines just by how the springs are set up. And especially as they age, they start to need replacement. But this one so far, again, for a heavy duty truck, very easy to maneuver. And fuel economy, not terrible. This one was achieving 20 miles a gallon. I don't know what it was doing. That's pretty impressive for this kind of truck, but I'm sure highway miles around 70 miles per hour with no load, anything like that, you could achieve that if you try hard enough. Now, the price point for this is about $111,000, I think, just because you still can't find any of these, and they're still going for over sticker. But Auto Collection has it priced there, and they usually tend to be pretty competitive with the market. I just did a Z06 and everybody was complaining because I think that one stickered at like I think it was at $230 when they sold it, and I had just done a review on it, and of course a couple of days after I did the review, somebody bought it. But people are still spending mad money on vehicles, specifically vehicles that are sought after. But this is one of those, and it shows. Very luxurious heavy duty truck. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 GMC 2500 HD Denali Ultimate.